Welcome back to another exciting episode of Entertainment Newsbreak. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Taylor. As usual, we have some exciting new movies coming to theaters, season premieres, and what's new on Netflix this week.
Tom Hanks fans, hold on to your hats because the first movie on our list this week stars Tom Hanks and Felicity Jones in Inferno, brought to you by the director of Angels and Demons and The Da Vinci Code. Inferno brings to life yet another complicated story about a symbolist, Robert Langdon, who teams up with an Italian doctor to uncover the mystery of Dante's Inferno. A group of unknown individuals have stolen a lethal virus, and the only cure is an antivirus called Inferno. They plan on releasing the virus, causing an outbreak that could destroy the world. Well, Robert Langdon will be able to stop these people before it's too late. See this thriller when it hits theaters on October 28th. Let's check out the trailer.
The next movie on our list is a documentary-style movie narrated by Ray herself, Daisy Ridley. The Eagle Huntress takes a look into the world of a young Kazakhstan girl who comes from a long line of eagle hunters. She is the first girl in her culture to obtain the skill and pursue a career in being an eagle huntress. Will she have what it takes to become a great eagle hunter? Find out in theaters on October 28th. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Netflix is adding some exciting titles to stream this week. On October 28th, Netflix is streaming the new series Skylanders Academy. If you're a fan of the Skylanders video game, or video game adaptation shows in general, this one is for you. Next we have the BBC original series The Fall. Season 3 will be streaming on the site October 29th. Be sure to check out this exciting psychological thriller. Last on the list is another British show, Chewing Gum. Chewing Gum is sure to knock you out of your seat with its hilarity.
Also coming to Netflix are some interesting movie titles. Up first on the list is the highly controversial movie, Jesus Camp. Jesus Camp is a documentary-style film that depicts the life of children that go to a Jesus camp. Stream it on Netflix on October 26th. Also on October 26th, we have Kung Fu Panda 3. Watch Poe and his friends continue their adventures on Netflix. Lastly, we have the widely popular TV show, Trailer Park Boys. Streaming on October 28th is Trailer Park Boys Out of the Park Europe. Be sure to watch it.
That's all we have for now, so we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm here with Alexa, and we're going to be talking about female directors. So is there any female director that you know right now that strictly directs?
Strictly directs? I don't know any, a director that just, directs.
Yeah.
And doesn't do acting also, or,
Yeah.
some type of producing. But I know that recently Sarah Paulson has directed a few episodes of, an episode or two of
one of Ryan
American Horror
Murphy's shows. It wasn't American Horror Story. It was another show that he does. I'm not sure which one. But I know last night Angela Bassett directed the episode that revealed the big twist of American Horror Story. So that was kind of a big stepping stone for it because he gave her the responsibility to do this big episode. And nobody else would ever give her a chance to do anything else. That's what he said in an interview that I read.
I think that's really good though, because first of all, just because she's a woman and also she's African American, so I think that's just a huge step. It's like a win-win type of thing for both minority groups. And also, I just think that female directors really are starting to come out of the woodworks. A lot of them also act. Yeah. But I think it's time for there's always the male perspective of everything that's going on, and I think it's time for, a female perspective. Yeah. And I think it might also desexualize a lot of the media. Yeah. Too.
Yeah, because I know women don't want to see other women portrayed as just a sex symbol or something just for the men to look at or whatever, and be the damsel in distress or something. So I think we're gonna start seeing a shift in the female taking the lead and not necessarily having to be a sex item for the men to be oh, I'm gonna listen to her, but just because she's wearing this bikini.
I think just in general that, the female perspective, there are a lot of shows that are led by women right now, the main character is a woman, but also they're kind of written the same. They're very Katniss-y or Bella Swan-esque. But I think it's just if we had more female directors, I think there would be more personality to these leading female roles, and also just more equality between both genders.
Yeah, and I know Jodie Foster has directed 2 episodes of Orange is the New Black, which I think is good since it's an all-female prison. So why would a guy direct that stuff?
Right? I thought, doesn't Genji Kohan write
Yes.
for that? Okay, I thought that Orange is the New Black was just like a predominantly like female, like writing, directing, producing, casting.
I'm not 100% sure, but I just know that Jodie Foster directed 2 of the episodes. I think they were back in 2013, 14, what I read.
So early on in the show.
When it was first around. But I think a lot of people are following suit to letting actresses in their shows direct, because we had Angela Bassett, who's an actress on American Horror Story, direct last night's episode, and we also have Emmy Rossum from Shameless. She directed the most recent episode of Shameless, and that episode actually was very great because it shows Fiona, her character, like taking charge finally, and like kind of doing things for herself and not everyone else, not to please everyone else. Yeah. It's a good show. You should watch it. That's all the time we have, but stick around for more news and television.
Welcome back. We have some exciting season premieres coming your way this week.
Ever done anything crazy for love? Maybe you dropped your life and moved across the state to be with someone? Well, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is back this fall with Rebecca, who we last seen dropped her almost perfect life in New York and moved to California to be with her ex. Denying that she was there for him, they rekindle, but fans never found out what happened when Rebecca admitted she moved to the West Side all for him. All questions will be answered on this season's premiere, October 21st on the CW.
The show that attracted the largest audience for the CW of any season premiere hopes to do the same for its last season. That's right, blood-sucking lovers. The supernatural television series, The Vampire Diaries, is coming to an end. But not before fans find out if their favorite couple gets together and whether or not their favorite character is in for a wedding or a funeral. What will it be? Tune in to the season premiere October 21st.
It's always fun when dad's left in charge, isn't it? Man with a Plan is a new sitcom series following a father who was left in charge of his 3 kids after his wife rejoins the workforce. What he thought were 3 angels turns out to be much more when he finds out one of his daughters is a mass manipulator, one is constantly stressing, and his son can't seem to keep his hands out of his pants. Can Adam be super dad and take on the parenting responsibilities? Find out on the season premiere October 24th on CBS.
The sitcom television series Life in Pieces returns this fall. We'll see what each family member of the Short family is up to this time around as they go around their daily lives in St. Louis. Tune in for One Big Family and 4 short stories when the show premieres for its 2nd season October 27th on CBS.
CBS is also bringing us a new medical drama this fall. Pure Genius follows a billionaire who opens up a hospital and a surgeon who, with the help of a new advanced cutting technology, treat incurable diseases and save lives. But here's the catch. There's no cost. Interesting, right? If you want to know what that's all about, tune into the new show when it premieres October 27th. That's all we have in television this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more news on upcoming television series.
Up next, we have Mike with a discussion on what makes horror movies scary.
Welcome back to another discussion. I'm here with Brandon, and we're going to be discussing what makes a horror movie scary for you. So, what makes a horror movie scary for you?
Well, for me personally, I mean, the problem with horror today is that it's very subjective. There's all different kinds of horror. There's the kind that most people watch in Hollywood nowadays, which is more of just the jump scare stuff. Like they'll set up a creepy concept, but it will mostly just be, you know, stuff popping out at you. The kind of horror I prefer is like an unnerving atmosphere set up by just things going on that, like one thing that made Poltergeist really good was that there was just stuff happening in the background, like when the mother is you know, setting up the table in the kitchen and that she's putting the chairs down and then she leaves the room and she comes back in and everything's all set up. That's creepy. Like that's really subtle, and that's not something, because a lot of horror nowadays is like American Horror Story does a lot of gore. It's like ripping people's arms off and stuff, and to me it's just not that creepy. It's just really gory. And I think horror is something that fear is triggered by more subtle things that are just unnerving or unnatural.
Yeah, it's different from being scared than disgusted by
Yes.
what's on screen. Like with Saw movies, they're just disgusting.
Yes.
And they're not very good story-wise.
I thought that was the reason people watch Saw. I thought it was
it's
like...
just one big confusing thing
Okay.
where
It's
people end up
yeah.
just getting ripped apart.
It's like a convoluted puzzle that people try to figure out. Like, it
It's,
doesn't really...
yeah, it's like, because the first one was all right. They get stuck in this room, blah, 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 it ends. Then the second one came out and it's like, okay.
Okay.
We're doing the same thing, but with more people, and it's getting confusing. But for me, I loved The Conjuring 2.
Okay.
It was really good. It was beautifully shot. It was great. But it also like it gave me suspense and a jump scare, but not always a jump scare. Sometimes it's suspenseful where they like build up with the music,
Yes.
the score and everything. I think that also has to do with how you feel during a movie, like the score of the
Yes.
film.
Yeah, like The Conjuring, I have not seen either film, but the kind of horror they're looking for is exactly what I want. Like, I believe there's apparently like scenes, like, isn't there like a scene where there's like just a little ghost girl like standing in the background, but neither of the characters really like acknowledge that she's
Yep.
there? I like that kind of stuff
Yeah.
a lot. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite horror film, and that one, like people talk about it like, oh, massacre, oh, there must be tons of gore and violence
Yeah.
in it. No, it's all implied.
Yeah.
It's like, you see the impression of a guy getting like put up on a hook and like hung there, but you never actually see any of that.
Yeah.
But it's like with Psycho and that
Yeah,
well
with the shower
cut
scene.
shower scene because people thought they saw nudity. They thought they saw really graphic violence, but it was because of the way it was cut and that music tapping on you.
Yeah, and is there anything that you think they could change in the future to like make it more scary? Because nowadays they're kind of like all the same, especially with like the found footage ones. They're like all kind of the same. Like, oh, you're running through,
Yeah.
and then bam,
And then
there's
something
there.
pops out
Yeah.
like. Because I think found footage, there could be like I haven't seen a lot of the popular ones like Blair Witch, but I feel like if they imply things more instead of just showing things, like that's what made Cloverfield really good for most of it was because you never really saw the monster.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have Tiffany with this week's box office top 5.
Okay, turn off the music. Cody, stop dancing and get off set. It's time to start the show.
I'm just trying to pull out my inner Beyonce.
There's no time. We'll have a later segment for that. You gotta go.
Yeah, get out of here.
Don't forget it, respect that, bow down.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Witticism. I'm Mary.
And I'm Tyler, bringing you the news that matters most around the globe.
Hey guys, welcome to Advice with the one and only me.
Knowing what he did to Shakira for all those years.
Pasha, I was wondering, I'm like, who's Shakira?
I was so
Like,
confused, I was like, what's
Well, you should probably rethink your standards and accept the fact that society and boys won't love you unless you're hot.
agree with that, Sierra?
Yeah, she definitely got that necklace from the 5 for 10 at Claire's.
Blot. Just blot. You really need to smear it on there, you know? Just. Can you pout for me? See you next week.
I guess when you're 30 years old and your dream is to play basketball with a bunch of high schoolers, ball really is life.
Next thing you know, she'll be Chef Curry with the pot and whipping it up for all the grandkids. I'm really sorry about that.
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany and we're back with this week's box office top 5. Starting at number 5, we have the movie that made $6.4 million, the action drama Deepwater Horizon. Based on the true story of the oil rig that exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, Deepwater Horizon follows Mike Williams and colleagues fighting to survive. But as the fire gets more powerful by the minute, they have to come together and use their minds to find a way out alive before it's too late. Making $8.9 million at number 4 is the fantasy Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This movie, which was based on the best-selling book, shows a man named Jake trying to solve clues to a mystery that goes beyond time. He finds Miss Peregrine's home for peculiar children, but the mystery gets dangerous as he gets to know the residents and learns about their so-called special powers and their enemies. Ultimately, Jake discovers that only his own special power can save his new friends. Coming through at number 3 with $11.7 million is the comedy concert What Now?, starring your favorite comedian Kevin Hart. Rock star Kevin takes on the spotlight center stage of his sold-out performance. Filmed outdoors in front of an audience of more than 50,000 people in Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field, this will be the comedian's first time to ever have performed at a sold-out football stadium. This movie shows Kevin going back to his hometown to perform his biggest comedy tour to date. At number 2 is the mystery drama The Girl on the Train, which made $12.2 million. The Girl on the Train follows the story of Rachel's, played by Emily Blunt's, life post-divorce. She is forced to commute to work by train, passing her old home where her ex-husband lives with his new family. Rachel then turns her attention to a nearby neighbor's house and creates a story of the couple's perfect life. But on one particular day, she sees something she cannot forget. The next day, Rachel has no recollection of what happened the night before, but she wakes up with bruises and a hangover. She soon finds out there's a missing woman who just so happens to be the same woman Rachel made a dream life for in her head. Landing at the number 1 spot, making $24.7 million, is the crime drama film The Accountant. Christian Wolff, played by Ben Affleck, is a mathematics savant who loves numbers way more than he likes people. Christian uses a CPA office as his cover in a small town and makes a living as an accountant for very dangerous criminal organizations. With a treasury agent pursuing him, Christian decides to take on a robotics company as a client. As Wolf gets closer to the truth about a discrepancy that involves millions of dollars, the body count starts to rise. Well guys, that's all we have in box office news this week. Be sure to tune in next week to see if your favorite new movie made it to the top 5. Up next, we have Mike with this week's news and entertainment.
Hey guys, I'm Mike, and this week we have some exciting news in the industry. Last week, Shailene Woodley was arrested in North Dakota while protesting the Dakota Access Pipeline. This pipeline will be running over 1,000 miles throughout the Dakotas. Many people are protesting the issue due to the pipeline running through and destroying sacred land of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. It was announced on Wednesday last week that Shailene has decided to plead not guilty on her charges of trespassing and participating in a riot. She has also insisted that her attorney take her place for her throughout the rest of the proceedings for the trial. Bruno Mars has been confirmed to be opening for the 2016 American Music Awards, which premieres November 20th. This has been the first time in 5 years that Mars has been on the stage of the AMAs. The last time he performed was in 2011 when he also won the award for Best Pop Rock Male Artist. This one is for the Grey's Anatomy fans out there. Giacomo Giannatti recently shared that the new potential love triangle between Dr. Andrew DeLuca and Dr. Joe Wilson may not be as exciting as fans anticipate. Although fans are in a craze over the new possible couple, Giannatti said that any kind of relationship between the doctors would be slow burning. Sorry, Grey's fans, as of right now, the two are simply just friends. Last Thursday, the new trailer for Logan was released. Logan, a part of the X-Men franchise, takes place in 2024 when all the mutants are essentially dead. Wolverine is appointed to look after a young girl. Logan is said to be Hugh Jackman's last X-Men film, as many fans speculate that the young girl is X-23, the successor of Wolverine in the comics. We can only wait and see what this film has in store for Jackman and his character Wolverine. That's all we have this week in the industry. Tune in next week for more. Up next, we have myself with another discussion to close out the night. Don't miss it. And welcome back to another discussion at Entertainment News Break with Lindsay this time, and we're going to be talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show, the original and the remake that's happening tonight. So, have you seen the original?
Of course. I actually watched it way sooner than I should have. My mother grew up going to the theaters to see it, so she used to watch it when it came on, and my sister and I really like to watch it. We didn't really get any innuendos, so that was good, but yeah, I literally grew up on this musical like way before like most of my friends ever knew it existed, so I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, I was friends with this one girl in middle school, and I had no idea what this movie was about. And she was like, I'm gonna let you borrow it because you need to watch this movie. It's like 7th or 8th grade, I think. And from that point on, I was like, I need to see this every year for Halloween. And so I've been watching it. I try to watch it every year, but it doesn't really happen that way. And have you ever seen it in like theaters when they play it?
I've never gone to an actual theater. I've gone to screenings here on campus of like where they have people and they hire people that like it's interactive, but I've never seen an actual theater.
Yeah, I saw a screening at this one theater back home, and like people had like water bottles they would spray when it was raining, and there's like so many different things that they do, and I loved it. And I know they take a marker and write a V on your hand if you've never seen it before for virgin, and they like mess with you or something. I don't know, but I'm just, how do you think this one's gonna hold up? The remake is gonna hold up to the original?
I actually think a lot of people are gonna really enjoy it. I'm really excited for Laverne Cox. I think she's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm most excited for. As far as the other cast, no one really stood out to me as much. I don't really remember a lot. I just know Tim Curry's coming back to be Doctor. Yeah. That's pretty exciting. But yeah, I think it will hold up pretty well. I think since people were so excited about the remakes of Grease and stuff, and that held up so well, I think this will do well too.
Yeah, I know Victoria Justice is playing Janet, so I'm
That's interesting.
curious to see how she's gonna do, because I know she's been trying to stray away from like her Nickelodeon whatever she had. Cause she had a show on MTV where she like had like some minor sex scenes, and it was really weird to watch.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see how she does.
I can see that a little bit. I don't think anyone will really beat the innocence that Susan Sarandon, Susan Sarandon played.
Yeah.
But I think she can try. I'm definitely anxious to see that.
Do you think they're gonna like stay with the actual thing, or are they gonna change it somewhat?
I was thinking about that. They might change some stuff. As far as the script, I feel like it's gonna be pretty much the same. But as far as the scenes, it might change it a little bit.
Do you think Meatloaf's gonna actually be in it again?
I have no idea. I really hope so.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like the iconic like Janet, Dr. Scott, Janet.
Yeah, that's literally one of my favorite parts.
I hope they don't change that at all.
They better not change it.
Well, that's all we have for tonight. Don't forget to check out Entertainment News Break on Twitter at ENB_IUP-TV, and also our Facebook page. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Same time, same place. See you then.